loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Dollar Tree makeup, and I want to do a fall makeup look specifically since it is officially fall. So we're just gonna hang out, have some girl time. As always, make sure you guys grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna start with my brows. I actually wasn't gonna do my brows. I was gonna just use these as lip liners, but I'm like, you know what, let's actually do a full face. So these are the apparently new and improved brow pencils from LA Colors. I picked up two different shades and I'm gonna use both. I'm gonna start with the dark brown color and then I'll use a little bit of the shade medium to actually fill in my brows. So let's see. I definitely used these before, but I'm curious about how the formula is now. Before it used to be a little bit kind of waxy, but still pigmented. So this is what it looks like. You do get a spoolie on one end and then of course the pencil on the other. You do have to sharpen these. So that's the only thing. It's like a wooden pencil. But let's start filling in these brows. Hold on, I forgot my mirror. Cannot do my makeup without my little handheld mirror. All right, let's get into it. I'm gonna just start by spooling through the brows and then I'm going to outline them and just fill them in like I normally would. I always start underneath to get the general shape that I like, and then I just follow the natural brow shape. Okay, first impression so far, it actually doesn't feel as waxy as it used to. It feels more like a traditional pencil. So I do think maybe the formula is a little bit different than the other formula that they used to have. I'm actually just gonna fill in my entire brow with this color. This one is in dark brown on the middle and outer part of the brow. And then I'm very lightly feathering in the product towards the inner part. Okay, wait, this is actually not bad. I do like this more than the old formula, so I do agree. This is definitely new and improved. Okay, these look a little crazy, but I'm gonna clean them up and I think that should help. I think the brow pencil works. It's just like, honestly, my brows are not even to begin with. So cleaning them up always just brings everything together, but I don't think this is bad. You know, it's not my favorite brow pencil formula, but it definitely gets the job done. Now I'm going to clean up my brows. So I did pick up a new concealer. This is the Hydrating Under Eye Concealer. I'm gonna try this out. I also have a foundation, and this I've tried before, but I'm gonna use it also today. It's the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Foundation. For some reason, this reminds me of something from like L'Oreal or something. Like, it's so pretty on the skin, but I think let's go with the concealer because it looks like it's a little bit lighter. It's in the shade medium. So I'm gonna use this to clean up the brows. And I'm just gonna use this also to prime my lids. This color looks like it's gonna be a little bit too tan. Okay, this concealer, it doesn't feel bad. It's just a little bit too dark, but it's like one of the only colors that they had. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna cheat a little bit right now, but I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Mixing Pigment in the shade White just to lighten this up a little bit because I don't want this video to be a fail. I actually want to make these products work. So this is just gonna help to lighten it a little bit. You can get this at CVS, Ulta. It's super affordable. It's one of my favorite products ever to lighten up foundations or concealers. So I'm gonna use a little bit because I feel like I need a lighter shade to clean up the brows, and then for the face in general. Also, I think this is not going to be a good match for me, so I'm going to use a little bit of this and I'm just going to mix it with my finger, and it just creates a much lighter shade. That's a little bit too light, so I kind of just mix it until I get it to be as neutral and close to my skin tone as possible. I mean, this is still going to be a little bit too light, but I want it to be lighter than this. So let's try this. Yes, I think that is so much better. When you have a little bit of a lighter concealer under your brows too, it makes them pop more versus if you're using something that's too dark or too close to your skin tone. The concealer does feel really nice though. It's super creamy and it's very blendable too. And it's definitely very hydrating. I'm gonna use the same concealer, by the way, to prime my lids. I just always like to carve out the brows first. That definitely saved the concealer color, made it so much better. Because I feel like I can't do the rest of my makeup unless my brows look decent or like, you know, fully cleaned up. Not the best formula, but it's also not the worst formula. I think it's definitely better than what it used to be because it's not as waxy. So I'm not mad about it. And now we can do eyeshadow. So I have a couple different little palettes here. I have these 6 color shadow palettes from LA Colors. I already opened one of these up. I want to do like a green kind of smoky eye today, but I want to start with some transition colors first. So I'm going to use this one. This is the 6 color palette in Almost Nude. And I'm going to use some of these colors in here as my base first. You know what? I'm actually going to use this like cream color and put it all over the lid to kind of set that concealer down first, since it is really hydrating. Oh, cute. It's like a skin tone color. I like that. Okay, now we can go in with some of these transition colors. I'm going to start in the outer lid and kind of work my way into my crease a little bit. Pretty light so far, but we're going to build it up. It's all about just taking your time and making it work. Okay, this is actually not bad. You do have to build it up though. It doesn't seem like it's super pigmented immediately when you dip your brush in, but sometimes that's better. Even if you're also starting off with makeup, I think that's more helpful versus having something that's a little bit too pigmented. Just makes it a little bit easier to work with. Definitely want to dive into these greens. I think I'm just going to put those all over the lid. Let's do that now. This one, by the way, is in Lucky. So it looks really pretty. I'm going to take these two shades and I'm going to use these on a flat concealer brush. These are from the Crown Case, but Amazon has one actually super similar. It almost looks like a flat little paintbrush. So I always like to take my brush, dip into, because this is more of a shimmer, so I kind of go a little bit more heavy-handed with it to get more pigment. I dip into both of those, and then I'm gonna spray my brush. Do I have a setting spray? I do. Okay. I have this matte finish setting spray. I've actually never tried this brand before, and I'm going to use this later on my face as well, but let's try this on the eyes. Cute little bottle. It doesn't smell like anything, actually. Interesting. I'm just going to put that all over the lid. It's not insanely pigmented. I feel like it just gives a really light little wash of color, but that's a really pretty green. Actually makes it a bit more wearable when you have a bolder color that isn't super intense. Oh, that's pretty. I actually like that. Yeah, I like that. Again, these are buildable, but it's not a huge deal, especially if you're a beginner or maybe if you're younger trying to get into makeup. I feel like these are kind of good to practice with. Even though it's not insanely pigmented, I think it's still doable for the most part. You kind of just have to keep building up the shades, and I think spraying the brush definitely helps the shadow to stick a little bit better. I think I'm done with this for now, this palette. So let's move into this now. I'm gonna do a little bit of this darker brown, and I'm gonna apply that on the outer lid a little bit. Pretty. Okay. So far so good. We're making it work. I'm gonna take another eyeshadow palette that I have actually. I already swatched a lot of these. I did a Dollar Tree haul last month, so that's why a lot of these things are already opened. But this is from the brand that I cannot pronounce. This is the same brand of the setting spray that I just used, and I'm gonna use this little quad here for some inner corner highlights. And also, I think I wanna take a little bit of this color and put it on my lid just to lighten, maybe this color, to lighten the eyeshadow up a little bit. I'm just gonna use my finger. These feel a little bit more buttery and pigmented than the ones from LA Colors. See, like that's really pretty. I feel like your fingers always pick up a really good amount of product. So it's a very subtle little pop, but I don't know if you can see, this eye looks a little bit lighter than the other, and it's only because of this color right here. So I pretty much just take this with my finger, put it on the lid, and I like that. It just gives it a nice little touch. Let's go into this green color right here. It's like more of a mossy type of green. I know it's a shimmer, but it's fine. I'm just gonna also take that on the outer lid a little bit just to deepen this up, mixing it in with that other brown. I do think this little palette, specifically this is the Favorite Essentials Nude Smoky palette. I feel like this is a little bit more buttery and pigmented than the one from LA Colors, but they both get the job done. So not too bad, not the best. I think there's better LA Colors eyeshadows, to be honest. And I feel like I've tried other palettes from the Dollar Tree that are a little bit more pigmented than these, but again, they're doable. Then I'm gonna go in with this eyeliner. This is, I think you pronounce it La Mercerie, but it's just a liquid liner. It's in Midnight Black, and we're gonna do a little wing. This is what the packaging looks like. Oh, okay, wait, I actually like this brush. It reminds me of the Wet n Wild Mega Liner that I used to use years ago, and I remember they changed the brush and it wasn't the same, but this one actually reminds me of it so much. It's super flexible. Let's see if it's black. Oh wow, that's like really, really dark. I'm into it. Let's try it out now. So I like to start with the wing first. I just kind of extend that out, and then I take the liner and I kind of go like midway. Oh wait, this is a little difficult to work with. A little bit. The brush is like super flexible. Ooh, I think that's gonna be a good wing. See, I love when it looks like a triangle and it's really pointy. Gotta be careful with the brush because it's like really, really flexible. But that wasn't bad. That was actually a pretty good wing, if I do say so myself. I want to see if it dries down totally matte because this is really black. Wow, it's actually not bad. It's one of the better liquid liners that I've tried at the Dollar Tree for sure. Let's try the other eye. So again, I like to start with the wing first. And then from here, I guess it's probably easier if you go midway and then you draw a line to extend it out to that first line. And then it's like a little triangle and then you can just fill it in. Wow, I actually like the liner. I think I like the liner more than the eyeshadow. I don't think the eyeshadow is bad, but I do think this liner is actually really decent. Okay, Dollar Tree. I don't think it's actually gonna be totally matte. I feel like there's gonna be a bit of shine to it, but it's still really black and honestly, it works. I think this brand, Le Mercerie from Dollar Tree, I think is actually pretty poppin', to be honest. Now I have lashes here. Which ones do I wanna do? LA Colors or Ioni? Let's go with LA Colors, just because I feel like these are gonna be a little bit more fitting with the look because they're kind of wispy and they taper on the ends. I've tried a different style of these before, but I wanna try these. They are delightful. Ioni lashes are fabulous. If you've never tried them, they have tons of beautiful styles. And I feel like every time I go into the Dollar Tree, they have different ones. Definitely check these out. I already know these are good. Some styles I prefer better on my eye shape, but there's something for everybody, honestly. This is what these look like though from LA Colors. Super pretty. I have some lash glue too. This is the Everlasting Lash Glue from Ioni in black. I actually have not used black lash glue in a hot minute, so let's test this out. I am so loyal to my Kiss lash adhesive. I'm pretty sure they have a black one too, but I'm gonna do a light coat on the lashes. The only thing about this Ioni lash glue is that it does have a pretty strong scent, which I'm not super crazy about. So that's the only thing, but I just did a little layer of that. And in the meantime, while that dries, let's do some mascara. From the same brand, this is the volumizing mascara, and I have high hopes for this because all the mascaras that I've ever tried from the Dollar Tree are just not that good. They're usually from LA Colors and they just don't really do much for the eyes. So I feel like this is gonna be good because the liner was good and the shadow was pretty nice too. So let's see. Okay, I like the wand actually. All right, it's not actually really doing much. Maybe I can use this to set my brows though later on. Oh wait, actually I do have a brow gel. Just kidding, but I can maybe still use it for the brows to like give a little bit of color back. This honestly feels pretty dry, the formula of it. Like even when I dip my brush in, I wonder if you can see that. Yeah, you see like the chunkiness of the mascara? It almost feels as if it's like old. Maybe it is, I don't know. It does feel pretty dry. It's not doing a whole lot. I think the liner is better than the mascara for sure. Dollar Tree mascaras are just really not that great. So I would probably just skip out on Dollar Tree mascaras. I feel like you can get something way better at the drugstore for under 10. These are just not, they're just not it. But I always have to test them out just to see. I always give Dollar Tree mascaras the benefit of the doubt, but they just never really do it for me, to be honest. So I would say save your $1.25 and use it towards a better drugstore mascara. Let's pop this lash on. Okay, it's like not sticking properly. I think I need a little bit more glue. However, I do like this style. You see how they kind of taper on the ends? I think that looks really pretty. I just have to adjust it. So let me pop these on real quick and I'll be right back and we will do the skin. All right, I put the lashes on. I have to say I actually do like these. I think they're pretty. They are pretty long though, and they are really curly. You can kind of see when I look to the side. They're pretty intense, but I think with this look, they work, especially with the winged liner. I will say I do prefer Ioni lashes. I feel like you cannot go wrong with these. The band is a little bit thicker with certain styles, but I really like these the best. And out of all the eye products that I used so far, I'm loving the liquid liner the most. I feel like this is super easy to work with for the most part. The brush tip is a little bit too flexible, but it's super doable. And I love how dark the liner is. It doesn't dry down fully matte, but I still think it's a good liner for for $1.25, but I do like the eye makeup. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that lash glue is not good. My lashes are lifting as we speak. Don't get the Ioni lash glue. I think the original is honestly a little bit better than the black, but even then the smell is really strong. I would say just save your money. Go with the Kiss Strip Lash. You can't go wrong with this. It's super affordable at Walmart and it's honestly the best and only lash glue I will ever use. So now let's have some fun with the complexion. I do love eyeshadow, but the complexion is always my favorite. So let's start with primer. Also on my lips, I'm wearing this Ioni Crystal Lip Gloss. It's just like a clear gloss. It feels okay. I like that it's not sticky, but it does fade and come off really quickly, so you have to kind of keep reapplying, but it's not bad. So let's prime the skin. I also have this under eye cream that we're gonna try. It's from the brand Bolero under eye cream, papaya and vitamin C. I need all the moisture on my under eyes, so let's try it out. This is what the packaging looks like. Okay, this eye cream actually feels nice. It's creamy, it gives some instant hydration, and I like the way the under eyes feel now. So now we can prime the skin, and I picked up this hydrating primer serum from the brand Be Pure. I actually really like this brand at the Dollar Tree as well. I feel like they have some better products versus other brands. I'm gonna shake this up. It kind of reminds me of a Wet n Wild primer serum that I used to use. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it smells like roses. It's infused with rose oil. Feels nice though. I definitely needed this. My skin feels a little dry, so I need a pick-me-up. It feels like a skincare product, to be honest. It doesn't feel super greasy or heavy, but it definitely gives some hydration to the skin. It actually feels nice. All right, I'm gonna go in with foundation. I'm gonna use the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Foundation. I have tried this out before. Like I said, I think it's actually a really pretty foundation. It's hydrating, kind of reminds me of the concealer a little bit because it's super creamy, gives some decent coverage, but I already tested this out before, but I have it still because it was one of my favorite products actually from the Dollar Tree. So it's a hydrating serum foundation. I'm trying to see what shade I got it in. I believe it was like medium or something, but might be a little bit too dark for me, but we're gonna make it work. Oh gosh, yeah, actually that is really dark. Oh my gosh, wait, I don't remember this being that dark. Okay, hold on. Let's rewind. I must have had another color. I can't find it though. This is the only one that I have in my collection, but I must have definitely used something else because there's no way I would have ever been this color. Even when I'm super tan, I'm never this tan. But you know what? I could use this as some liquid contour now that I think about it. I think I know what I'm going to do. So scratch that. I'm going to use that as some liquid bronzer, and I'm going to use the Be Pure Hydrating Concealer that I use to clean up my brows as my foundation and concealer. But I'm going to use this just like this on my bare skin, and then for my under eyes I'm gonna add a little bit of the Pro Mixing Pigment from LA Girl just to lighten it up so that you can kind of see the difference on my face versus my under eyes. But even this, yeah, this is a little bit too tan. That's the only thing too with the Dollar Tree, their shades are super limited, so you got to make it work, but it's possible. We're gonna trust the process. Hold on. I thought maybe, I was like, maybe on the face it won't be super dark, but it actually is. It's kind of orangey, so I actually may have to just add some mixing pigment right now. This stuff always saves any dark product. So I know I'm cheating, I'm sorry, but otherwise this is going to be a hot mess, and I don't want it to be a hot mess. Trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, now let's blend this out. I look crazy right now. Let's blend this. I'm just gonna also put a little bit of this under my eyes as well because this is gonna be my foundation and concealer. I really thought I was gonna be able to use that other foundation. I don't know why I have that dark color. I'm pretty sure maybe I mixed that with a different shade. But this is actually really pretty though. Like, I only wish that they had more colors because it's such a creamy product and I think it looks very healthy on the skin. I'm just kind of dragging some of that product under my eyes with the brush. That was scary at first. I used way too much on my nose. It was so white. That's so funny. I can't wait to look back at this footage. Just gonna add a little bit more to lighten this. I think it gives some decent coverage. I mean, you saw that little gorgeous pimple that I had above my lip. Completely covered it up and covered up the redness, so it's doable. See, like, that's pretty. So fresh and just very hydrating. When I went, they only had this color for concealer, so I was like, I have to just make it work. I wouldn't have been able to do this just with the product alone. It would have been just straight up orange. But see, with the mixing pigment, it makes it much more like my skin tone. And that's actually really, really pretty. I wish that they had at least like 10 shades in this because this is stunning. I really like the formula of this. This is definitely my favorite product from the Dollar Tree, their concealer and foundation. This one's actually really good too. The Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Foundation is super similar to the concealer, to be honest. These are probably like the same exact thing. They go on really nicely, like almost identical. They give good coverage. They're hydrating, but they're not greasy, which I do appreciate. So I like this. I told you guys, trust the process. Even sometimes though, I have to tell myself that because it always looks a little crazy, but we made it work. Now I'm gonna do this foundation and I'm gonna apply this as my liquid bronzer today because I did not realize how dark this was. Like truly. Okay, so I put some of this on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use my brush and I'm gonna do a little bit of cream bronzer. I actually love that as a cream bronzer as well. So here for it. Look at that, that's so pretty. It blends really effortlessly into the skin. I love it. I definitely always love, I feel like the complexion more. Okay, love. That looks so good. Very natural. I think it's a gem for $1.25. And speaking of gem, this is another amazing product. It's from the same brand, Be Pure. I feel like this is definitely the best brand at the Dollar Tree, but it is their infused press powder. It's pretty much just a translucent or transparent matte powder and it is so smoothing. I'm gonna apply this all over. I'm gonna start with my under eyes first. I did also use this before in my last Dollar Tree video and I was so impressed with this. I feel like this would also be a really good powder to throw in your purse for touch-ups. It's really nice. So I'm gonna take this on my under eyes and I'm gonna just press that down to set the makeup. Does kind of have a bit of a stronger, it's not super strong, but it has a scent to it. It goes away, but it's there. I smell all my products, so I always like to mention fragrances in products. It instantly removes shine and it mattifies your skin and smooths you out. It might look a little bit too light too. Maybe I used a little too much of the mixing pigment, but it's better than what it was. It was so orange on my skin. I'm gonna use a different brush, by the way, just to really press this powder in. Look at this, see? And then once you put the powder, it's like bam, the shine is gone. Can leave a little bit of a white cast, that's the only thing. You can kind of see that on my face now, it looks a little bit lighter. But let's go in with blush. I got the Ione Celestial Peach blush. And look at this color, I already swatched it, super pigmented. So let's go in with this. I also do have a pink one, but I think the peach is just a little bit more fitting with this look, but this is what the pink one looks like. This one is in Stellar Pink. But yeah, we're gonna go with the peach today. I really also like Ione. I think that's another nice brand at the Dollar Tree. This is a little powdery, but it has some pigment to it. And this almost has a bit of a sheen too, so it's pretty. It's not totally matte. Sometimes I find that blushes that actually aren't all matte look a little bit more seamless on the cheeks. Put some on my nose. Let's set the brows with the Ione Brow Gel. I'm gonna try to fluff them up with this. It just says it's a clear, lightweight, and it sets and holds your brows all day. We shall see about that. Ione is also, I love this brand, but they can be a little hit or miss with their products as well. That blush is really pretty though. So I'm into that. This is what the brush looks like. I like how it's smaller. I don't think this is gonna give me like that kind of brushed up look and hold it in, but maybe just to like set the brows it'll work better. It does feel kind of like it has an Aquaphor or like a Vaseline type feel to it. It doesn't really seem like it has some hold. It kind of just coats your brows. I usually like to kind of like hold my brows up either with my finger or with like the back of my tweezers, but yeah, these don't really seem to have a hold, or the brow gel doesn't seem to have a hold, and it's a little bit kind of like greasy. You can see maybe like that residue in there, so I don't really actually love that. I'm just gonna use my little powder puff to clean up around the edges, but we had to try it, so all good, but probably not the best. Not my fave. I feel like it feels more like greasy on the brows more than anything, so not into that, but it's all good because I actually really love the way the complexion looks. Let's do the lip combo here. I'm gonna use the brow pencil in the shade medium, which is the lighter color, to line my lips first. It's actually really good for like, even though it's a brow pencil, if you need a brown liner and you don't want to spend a lot of money, the brow pencil from the Dollar Tree, it works. So now let's do a lipstick. I love these LA Colors hydrating lipsticks. They have a couple different shades. This one is in Take It Easy, and it's a really pretty kind of like peach pink. So I'm gonna put that in the center. The lip liner doesn't really match with the lipstick, but I'm gonna just kind of blend that in with the lipstick to make it look as seamless as possible. It actually doesn't look bad, I like it. And then I'm gonna add some of that Ioni Crystal Gloss right over top for a pretty glossy finish. The lip combo I'm actually here for. At first I was like, maybe the lipstick doesn't match with the lip liner, but I think it actually looks really pretty. So let's finish up the lower. Oh, I just realized I forgot to use something. I have a Shea Butter lipstick here. I have to use this. What color is this? Safari Nude is the color. Oh, it's a little bit deeper. That's pretty. It's kind of like Your Lips but better a little bit. It's a pretty color. I like the other one more with this look, but I just had to try it. This actually feels like a tinted lip balm. It's hydrating, gives a little bit of a glossy finish. So with this, you wouldn't have to really add another separate gloss over top of it. Okay. Don't like the color with the look, but she's cute. I'm gonna put the other lipstick back on though. I just had to try it. I forgot that I got that. It was like under my table here, so cute. But let's go back to the original lip combo. I'll be right back. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna do besides setting spray and lower lash mascara is I'm gonna try out this Fat Chubby Stick in the shade Singapore from Ioni. So I wanna use this actually on my waterline for a little brown liner moment. It literally is a fat little chubby stick. Has a bit of an odd smell, but we are gonna try it out. It's actually a gorgeous color. It's like a shimmery brown. So I'm gonna put this on my waterline. Oh, it actually shows up. Okay, just give it a little pop. It's a shimmery brown. Let's try out this mascara on the lower lashes. Yeah, this doesn't really do much. You know what? I think I'm just gonna actually coat my brows with this instead because it is so dry. I think this is honestly just dried out. Okay, I think applying that mascara to the brows kind of messed them up a little bit. I cleaned them up a bit more around the edges just to make them look a little bit more doable. The mascara is a dud though. I think this is honestly just old because it's completely, it feels dried out at least. And there's no type of like consistency with the mascara. But anyways, it's all good. I think this is officially it for the look though. So I'm gonna set everything with the matte finish setting spray that I used earlier to spray my brush. And we will be all done with this look. Let's test the spritzer first before I put it on my face. Okay, we're good. Doesn't smell like anything. It feels just like water. We'll see if that mattifies the skin, and that completes everything. So I actually think this spray did mattify my skin. I mean, there is a bit of like a kind of glowiness to the face. I feel like that's just because of the foundation slash concealer that I used, but this actually wasn't bad. So let's go through the products. I'm pretty happy with the way the look turned out. I mean, obviously my brows don't look the best as always. I think my right brow looks better than my left. This one is just always giving me problems. But I actually do like the brow pencil. Like I mentioned, I think the formula of this is better than what it used to be. It's not as waxy, and you can also double up and use it as a lip liner if you want something more of like with a cool tone brown finish. It works. The eyeshadows for me, kind of duds. I mean, not totally terrible, but like I said, I think if you want affordable but good quality eyeshadows, I would go with e.l.f. or Profusion. I think there's just better brands in general versus these little palettes from LA Colors. I did enjoy the green. The combo of these two is really pretty, but I just feel like you can get something better at the drugstore. The false lashes, they're lifting in the inner corners too, which I remember that happening with another style that I used from the LA Colors line. So that's the only thing. I'm not crazy about them, to be honest. I feel like you have to trim them. So I prefer Ioni lashes personally. As far as the complexion, the primer, it was pretty decent. I like how hydrating this was. I also did enjoy that eye cream. It was also really hydrating, and I love that foundation slash concealer. I only wish that it came in more colors. Where is it? Because it's so pretty. I mean, obviously the color was completely off. I had to make it work and maneuver it a little bit with the mixing pigment from LA Girl, but I think these are awesome products. For $1.25, they are stunning. This and then the powder are my two favorite products from the Dollar Tree, and they're all from the same brand, Be Pure. So definitely check those out. I also did like the Ioni blush. I thought that was really pretty too. It has some good pigment, and it just gives a really pretty sheen to the cheeks. The lip combo is also cute. I think, I mean, The brows are kind of throwing me off a little bit, and the lashes, just because the inner corner is lifting. I did not like the lash glue. Like I told you guys, just get the Kiss strip lash. I think it's so much better. I feel like if you're at the Dollar Tree, there's definitely a couple hidden gems that you should try out that are worth it. There's other things where I would say just go to the drugstore, but at the end of the day, you don't need to spend a lot to get a pretty makeup look and to look good. You just kind of have to make it work a little bit. It also comes down to your makeup tools. I believe if you have good makeup tools, you can make any products work. So let me know what you guys think, and if you guys have tried any of these or what are your favorite hidden gems at the Dollar Tree, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I cannot wait to see you very soon in my next video. Bye!